Boulder's top stories this week. Fire crews work to contain the wildfire in South Boulder. The city cancels 4th of July fireworks in the wake of fire danger. And 15 Boulder-based companies are among the 2012 Colorado companies to watch.
Welcome to Inside Boulder, featuring topics and stories that impact the community of Boulder, with Patrick von Kaiserling and Jennifer Bray. And on the news desk, Natalie Wood and Mike Benuelos bring you the stories making headlines in the community this week. Inside Boulder News starts now.
Welcome to Inside Boulder News. I'm Natalie Wood. The threat of wildfire became a reality in Boulder once again this week when a lightning-sparked blaze swept across open space above the NCAR building. The fast-moving fire threatened a couple dozen homes in the county and hundreds in the city of Boulder. Thanks to collaborative firefighting efforts and a rainstorm Wednesday afternoon, our hardworking and dedicated crews were able to keep it from entering the city. City fire officials say another factor in the positive developments were proactive steps the city and county has taken over the past decades. Inside Boulder News caught up with Fire Chief Larry Donner to find out more.
The fire we've had in this particular fire, the front side, the topography is very difficult. It's steep, it's rugged, and it's really not a good place to put firefighters on the ground. So with the winds coming out of the west, pushing the fire over the hill toward the city of Boulder, the air attacks, the slurry drops, the helicopters were able to keep that fire in check so it did not come over the ridge and come down into the city of Boulder. We have worked with open space to do mitigation on the properties just outside of the city so that in the event we would get a wildfire, we would be able to contain that fire. Those efforts have paid dividends. In addition, as a city, 20 years ago we banned wood roofs and began to phase out wood roofs in the city. We do a little bit with the structures, we do a little bit with the vegetation, and it really allows our firefighters to get in there and do the work they need to do to protect the city of Boulder.
While the fire situation has improved, residents are reminded that extreme fire danger still exists and weather patterns could result in worsening conditions. Residents should remain alert for emergency information. In the wake of the Flagstaff fire and the extremely dry conditions in Boulder, city officials have called off Ralphie's Independence Day blast this 4th of July. The decision to call off the popular fireworks show at Folsom Field came after several weeks of monitoring the area for fire danger. Chief Donner says the decision was ultimately a safety call.
We had actually made the decision to stop the 4th of July celebration and not set off the fireworks the morning of the fire. So we had made that decision. We were going to announce it the following day, and in the meantime, just as if to underscore how flammable our environment is at this particular point in time, we had the fire break out. We also want to set a good example for the community. It is very dry. We've had a few short afternoon thunderstorms, but don't let that lull you into complacency. Please don't use any fireworks. It's tinder dry, it's volatile, and we want to avoid any large fires as a result of the 4th of July celebration.
The last time Boulder's fireworks were canceled was 10 years ago during a drought in 2002. Boulder is home to many booming businesses, and 15 of them were selected for the 2012 Colorado Companies to Watch Awards. The awards recognize 50 second-stage firms in Colorado that play a large role in our state's economy. These companies account for 39% of the state's economy in terms of sales and are responsible for 34% of all jobs created. Here's a look at some of the Boulder-based businesses chosen for the award. It's no secret that Boulder is a hotbed for startup companies, but the Colorado Companies to Watch Awards made it known that our town is home to many successful second-stage businesses as well.
A second-stage company in this program has a certain qualifications. They must be privately owned and headquartered in Colorado. They also must be companies that are focused on growth. And the size of the company ranges between 6 and 99 numbers of employees. And the revenues are generally between about 750,000 and 50 million. So these are companies that aren't just starting out. They are companies that are established, and they're not only growing, but they're growing really fast.
15 of those fast-growing Boulder companies were among the 50 firms that received this statewide award. Tencentric, a local medical device design firm, says Boulder was a natural fit for a place to start and grow their business.
As it turns out, Boulder is kind of a hotbed for medical device development. You've got the world leaders in electrosurgery, in surgical navigation, in respiratory care right here in Boulder. So it's a great place to be. The city of Boulder's been great. We've been growing. We outgrew our first suite after about 6 months, so we had to expand. And now we've just finished closing on a building here in Boulder. It's going to almost triple our space to 19,000 square feet, and we're happy to be here.
A-Gloves is another Boulder company that continues to thrive. This local business sells gloves that are laced with silver to allow use on touchscreen devices like phones and iPads. A-Gloves founders are a mother-daughter duo who say it makes sense to remain in Boulder even as their product sells worldwide.
We purposely put Boulder, Colorado on all of our product tags because we're proud of being from Boulder, and there's a lot of people who are sort of like Boulder followers, you know, not just people who live in Boulder, but outside of the state too. And there's just great products coming from here, like Crocs and Izzy and, you know, all sorts of really great companies.
It is national. I mean, if you talk to someone in New York and you say you're from Boulder, they say, ah, really innovative tech place. If you talk to someone in London or in Paris, they say, ah, Boulder, a really innovative tech place. This must be a good product. So you get that implied kind of endorsement from the fact that we're here.
And it seems starting and keeping a business here in Boulder is a good fit for a number of reasons.
We have workforce talent, CEOs that live here, that come to start their businesses here or do business here. They can live anywhere in the world and they choose Boulder. Also, we have a very educated workforce. So, you know, that everything from the presence of CU and the labs, that really creates an amazing place to do business here. We have industries in Boulder that help support new companies as they're starting up. And then I think that you have so many talented people in a very concentrated area, and that really adds to this startup growth.
Colorado Companies to Watch award winners were each given their own week to be recognized by their city and local business partners. You can visit colorado.companiestowatch.org for the full list of Colorado award winners. More than 3,900 Boulder commuters signed up to bike to their places of work on Wednesday for Bike to Work Day. Cyclists braved the smoke from the fire and intense heat to participate in the summer version of this popular biennial event. And with around 50 free breakfast stations to choose from, commuters were able to hydrate and refuel on their way into work, something that's essential in the extreme heat we've been seeing this summer.
Every year has a ton of cyclists, and it's a party for everyone, and it's a celebration. But what I notice is that the breakfast stations really seem to step it up each year. They really kind of keep trying to outdo themselves of previous years and each other.
And while riders refueled, University Bicycles offered tune-ups.
We're here just kind of helping air up tires, lubing up chains, doing any small repairs that we can to help people get rolling to work. I think it's great for just people to get out of their cars and get out and pedal around.
Boulder's celebration is the largest one in the state, and in fact it's one of the largest ones in the country, considering that we have Bike Month, which has like about 80 events for walking and biking.
Although Walk and Bike Month is winding down, there are still many opportunities for commuters to use alternate modes of transportation to get to work this summer and year-round. Visit communitycycles.org for commuting tips and ways to stay cool on your way to work this summer.
There we go!
Boulder cyclists and pedestrians can now use the newly constructed Broadway Euclid Bridge. The Broadway Transportation Improvements Project hit a major milestone last week with the opening of the bicycle and pedestrian bridge along the Broadway multi-use path. The City of Boulder and the University of Colorado hosted an informal bridge opening on June 22nd, where the first pedestrians were able to walk or bike across the bridge. The ongoing project will be reaching several milestones this summer, including the completion of the Broadway underpass at Euclid Avenue. The entire project is scheduled to be complete by mid-August, just before students return to CU. That's all the time we have for this week. You can connect with Inside Boulder News on Facebook by submitting news tips and questions. Just search for City of Boulder Channel 8. Thanks for watching, and stick around for more Inside Boulder next.